first decide according to my business what and all the fields I required. In my case, I have added, like I have defined this AA model such that I required invoice number, due date, customer ID, total amount, and some line details like whether it is some item or the how much is the quantity or the line amount, like that. We can define these fields here. Next is we have to train this AA model by uploading some set of formatted invoices saying that this vendor will be using this kind of format. So I have to train this or by uploading this five documents, 5 invoice documents to this. So I have uploaded these 5 format documents to this, saying that these are the documents which we will be receiving in the mails, and you have to pick up from this kind of documents, and you have to pick up the fields I have mentioned here. Next thing what we have to do is like we have to tag the fields from the document. Before we have just defined fields whatever are required for us. Now from that document format, where are those fields that we will be tagging that here. So here we'll just select the number and we'll say this is my invoice number, and again here this is the date. I'll be tagging this date and say this is the due date. This is how we'll be training the A model. This is how we'll be selecting all the fields and defining them like this is the field what it is from the document. So this is how I have trained my AI model, and we just have to publish it and we just have to use it in the automate flow which we have configured in the Power Apps. So this is how this AI model is trained such that it can pick up the fields directly whenever we receive an email in our email box. So assuming that my vendors had sent me some group of mails with the invoices attached to them. Now, as per my business requirement, like for suppose every businesses might be changing. Like in an year at the month of April, I'll be receiving invoices from my medical vendor. So I want that A model to be configured here such that whenever the medical invoices are coming into my mailbox, it has to process that. You can configure that in the document processing configuration tab, where you can select which A model it has to pick up to process the document. Here I have 2 models, medical invoice and invoice addendum. For my business now, I'll be getting medical invoices document. So I'll be configuring this medical invoice AI model to this document automation application. So it's just like configuring, telling which AI model you have to use while processing the document. So I'm clicking next. And here this document automation application will be mapping some fields, like it has to store the data, right? So here it will show us like in which fields it is storing your data. In both fields mapping and tables mapping. Invoice number, invoice number is mapped to field called data. Vendor name is mapped to field called data2. So like this, it will show the mapping as well. I'm just saving this configuration. Now my vendors has sent me a group of invoices to my email box with some attachments of invoices. Those and all invoices will directly picked up by this tool, and we can see all the attachments of whatever we got in the emails. So for suppose I'm just picking up this medical invoice, which I have received from my vendor to my mailbox, which directly came to me in this tool, document automation tool. Now, if we can see here, it has processed me the fields which I have trained in my AI model. I trained my AI model such that in the document, I need invoice number, vendor name, due date, and the total amount. I need only these fields from this thing, which I thought being an accounts payable manager are important for me for my business, and I want these fields to be directly integrated to my D365. So it has extracted me these fields. And further, if you want, we can edit here and can validate. So once it is done, it will store in the tables. It will store the data, whatever the data extracted and processed. It will be stored in Power Apps tables, where we have to extract that data and we have to import it to D365. This integration of D365, Microsoft is still working on it, how to integrate to D365 using this document automation application. But as of now, we have found out a workaround such that whatever is the extracted data from this document automation application, we are mapping that data to the data entities of the D365. We have mapped and updated the data to data entities in D365, and we have scheduled a batch jobs such that whenever that batch job runs, all the data which is extracted using this tool will be directly integrated to my D365. I'll just quickly go to D365 and I'll show the data whatever is processed in using document automation and how it is integrated to D365. So if you can see, these are all the invoice journals which I have directly imported from the document automation application. So like this, you can directly import your data to D365. It's just like I just got a mail from my vendor automatically using this A Builder and Power Automate. It has processed my data and it has extracted all the data what I wanted using the batch job. I just imported to the D365. It reduces a lot of human work and it also like eliminates the errors. Like sometimes whoever is the accounts payable manager might have got some hard copies. Sometimes it might be missed. So that may be like a delay in the payments as well, which affects the business and all.